It's no wonder Donald Trump swooped into Ohio's chemical spill town. It needed a hero, but no one stepped up. We shouldn't be surprised that Trump arrived with his branded water bottles and Big Macs to save the day when officials at every level passed responsibility for the toxic train derailment as quickly as possible, writes Annalise Nielsen. The main street of East Palestine runs for 2 blocks, 3 if you count the supermarket and the McDonald's. About an hour's drive from Pittsburgh, just over the Ohio border, the small town of 4,700 people pops up out of the blue in a densely wooded enclave. If it wasn't for the catastrophic train crash that leaked toxic chemicals all through the town, most people would never have heard of it. And many still haven't. 71% of voters here in Columbiana County cast their ballot for Donald Trump in 2020. And for many, that's why they think they're being ignored. Waiting with the crowds in the pouring rain for former President Donald Trump to arrive for his much-hyped visit, I asked one resident if he felt like he'd been forgotten. He replied, "They say they don't care about us because we're white, poor, and voted for Donald Trump." Well, for me, they got 2 things right. I am white and I did vote for Donald Trump. But I'm not poor. This perfectly captures the prosperous blue-collar workers the Democrats lost to Donald Trump and aren't particularly interested in listening to again. Yes, the median household income in East Palestine is $45,000 a year, well below the average for Ohio. But the median house price is only just double that. The poverty rate sits at 9%, slightly lower than the national average of 11%. Nice trucks line the street and everyone has time to chat. Workers here still live in a world where a hard work 9 to 5 is rewarded with a solid standard of living. They don't care about climate change, gender identities, or what any other country in the world thinks of America. They do care when tanks on trains they can see in their backyard spill toxic chemicals they can see and smell. They do care when they can't make iced tea with tap water and when the people in charge tweet that everything is okay from a safe distance. They can quite clearly and obviously see it's not okay. The initial shocking images of the train crash and explosion came and went quickly from the national news cycle. It took some weeks for the full gravity of the crash and the mishandling of the cleanup to gain enough steam, driven by conservative media outfits in tune with their audience. A number of locals repeated to me that they were upset Joe Biden had traveled to Ukraine before he'd been to Ohio. Is it the president's job to go to a toxic train crash or the transport secretary? Should the rail company bear the brunt? Is it a state government issue or a federal government issue? Unfortunately for the people of East Palestine, every official at every level pondered these questions instead of just saying, "It doesn't matter if it's my job, I'll do it." They sought to shift blame and responsibility as quickly as possible and to make as much distance between them and the issue that they could. This situation needed a hero and nobody stepped up. So no one should be surprised that Donald Trump swooped in with his branded water bottles and Big Macs to save the day. It has nothing to do with how the citizens of East Palestine voted in 2020 or 2016 or any election before that. It's the fact the opportunity was laid bare for Donald Trump to seize because none of this country's leaders stepped in to take that opportunity from him in the 20 full days following this crash is the issue at the heart of it all. The Biden administration called Trump's visit a political stunt. Donald Trump's visit may indeed do little for the people of East Palestine. But others can criticize when they do more.